I think a big thing for us is just trying to showcase that recycling doesn't have to be this thing where big corporations take your materials away and do it all off-site. You can do these things at home, and recycling plastics isn't this like really long, chemically convoluted process. We want to be an inspiration for others to sort of like follow our footsteps and take on a more community approach to recycling. We make home. God, I'm really
read your little thing. You wrote it down.
Handmade homeware products.
Wonder why we've never done this before.
First of all, we'll gather the materials alongside the litter picking charities. They see the material that they picked going into something that's useful, rather than seeing it go straight onto a van and taken straight to landfill. And then being involved and seeing the process, and we show them prototypes and things that they're working on, and they get really over involved as well. I mean, we've really quite like ingrained ourselves into the community.
Using the material we get, it's not like you work in a factory where you can just buy 10 kilograms of yellow. Especially with the first batches, you'd have a lot of maybe red pots, green pots, or blue pots. Especially with our product, like no two look the same, just using the process that we have.
You get a lot of texture differences that we just don't expect a lot of the time. Especially when we get things like far more dense types of HDPE plastic. We broke down helmets one time, and because of the profile of plastic that they need to be, the texture of our products change, and it's just like, it's so much variation that we never see coming. And it's quite entertaining to just sort of like see what happens and comes out, because we don't know what they're going to look like either.
When you first take the drip tray out of its mould, there's always like a little bit of hesitation, like how's it going to look, how's it going to look. It's usually a good feeling when it comes out and it's got like a nice little like spread of plastic everywhere, and it's really capturing the right colours and things. Yeah, that's probably my favourite bit as well.
Smashing the glass is also quite fun. We smash the glass using like manually by hand.
It's manually.
It is very much like a fun, chaotic sort of experience.
We tried to use as much of the recycled materials as we can. When we came up with the design, it was basically using the glass and plastic as the main materials, and then we use a mixture of the Jesmonite and glass. We try to use as much of the glass as possible just to keep it as much of the recycled material as we can. We get around 2 beer bottles, the average size beer bottles worth of glass into each top half, just under a milk carton's worth in a singular drip tray. We remove them out of the moulds, and then we take a layer off of the outside of the products to sort of reveal the glass speckles and sort of the finish and terrazzo effect that we're mimicking with the glass. A lot of the processes that we do aren't taken off out of a book.
We've done a lot of trial and error trying to work out
For sure.
how to do each process, and they're constantly changing and evolving. But
I think you've sorted something, and then next thing you know, you've changed the way you're doing it again, and what you think is going to be a quicker way, what you think is going to make this surface finish better. It changes. It's just constantly evolving. Even though the product sort of stays the same, the processes change more than they should. What they do.
making the pots is the boring bit, but it's like everything that goes into it that's exciting.
Yeah.
Working it all out, you know.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.